Hey, welcome to another edition of Chocobo Chasers. As always, I'm G, and I'm joined by the Chocobros, Eric and Dash. How are you guys doing today?
What up, what up, what up? Beautiful day,
Pretty
baby.
fantastic.
It's a beautiful day for you. It's fucking freezing here right
Oh,
now.
it rained its dick off here, so no, it was not a beautiful day.
uh, and 70 or 80 degrees in December is like that's
It's like
crazy.
62, I think, all day.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's 68
Well,
right now.
It finally warmed up here too.
we have a prediction show for today. We'll go into a little bit of news because there's been a little bit of stuff here and there, but we're going to dive into the Game Awards. We are co-streaming this event, so be sure to come hang out with us. We'll be sure to post links and everything when we go ahead and get it set up. But we think it's going to be a good time. We're going to, just shoot the shit and really just enjoy. I'll say this as a preface for today's episode. I think the Game Awards is going to go big this year. I think we're going to get some wild shit. We've already got, notices that Mafia 4, Borderlands 4 are going to make an appearance, which are two pretty big games. But I think we might be seeing other stuff like Wolverine potentially. That level of game. But as we typically do, we're going to go ahead and start the episode off with what are you playing? I'll actually go ahead and get us kicked off this week because I played some new games. So, played a bunch more Deadlock, played a bunch more college football. Finished Life is Strange Double Exposure. Enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't know if I'll replay it again though. It was good. The first game is still going to be the best for me. I'm also going to say that I started playing Metaphor ReFantazio this week, and it is awesome. It has been just an insane year for JRPG fans, and this is honestly just the cherry on top in an insanely good year. Very, very happy I picked this up, bought it for full price, literally don't even care. Also was able to snag a PlayStation 30th Anniversary Edition PlayStation Portal, which I'm still afraid to take out of the box because I need a case for it and everything before I do anything like that. But it looks awesome. Even just I'm literally looking at it right now in the corner of my eyes. But one game that I haven't started that I'm literally going to start tomorrow. So before the Game Awards, before we go ahead and see everybody next time, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered is out tomorrow morning. Literally already have it pre-loaded on the PS5. Reviews came out today, and guess what? It's good. I cannot wait for this. I'm so happy that they did this. Spire did an insanely good job on the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remaster. They now got 4 through 6 coming out. Stoked. So that's my week. Eric, I'll pass it on to you.
So I have continued my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. I have finished Act 1. I have gone through the Githyanki Crash. I am now into the Shadow Curse Lands. And because I have modded this into Oblivion, I have a ring, and I forget the modder's name, and I apologize. I will give you your due credit when I remember what the name is. It's a ring that gives you plus 10 points to all your abilities. So I'm a fighter battle master with 30 strength.
Oh
I
my
don't know how much
god.
that factors into the game. I also doubled XP or whatever. There's a mod to double XP. That's pretty cool because I'm level 8 already, and I'm like just getting to Moonrise Tower. Of course, I do as many quests as I can do. I try to play every quest, and it's been pretty fun so far. There's things I failed the first go round that I save scum or didn't, and I didn't have to do that this go around, so that's pretty awesome. Just stacking. Like I was telling them, I was playing right before we got on this. I was stacking everybody in the Moonrise Tower dungeon. It was a great time. It's just you come back and you just see how well made of a game this is. We talk about it on in. This is one of the best games I've ever played. Like it honestly might be it's up there with Ghost of Tsushima as like a 1A 1B thing, and it's just a lot of fun. I love the game. I played a little bit of Valorant. I wanted to test out Marvel Rivals, but we were pretty busy this weekend. We had some Christmas parties. I had some friends in town, so we went and kind of did all that. I plan on getting some Marvel Rivals in this week. Shout out to my Hella mains. I'm going to segue this into Dash because that's all I've played and I saw Dash put a clip up of Hella. He was stacking bodies with Hella.
Oh yeah. Mainly because the other team just didn't pay me any mind, but hey, I'll take the shots at you guys from behind.
She's so
Do
OP
it.
if you hit people.
Pause.
If you headshot people, she's so OP.
And like just popping that ult like right over a control point where nobody can see you because you see everybody, so you're just like I'm shooting through trees and stuff where they can't see me.
Yeah. I also played Marvel Rivals. I have no idea
It's a
how I
great game.
forgot.
I haven't played it yet, but I played the playtest alpha, and it's so fun. It really is just well made. Shout out to them. What was it? 10 million players over the weekend.
10 million players in 3 days.
That is fucking insane. Congrats to them.
Absolutely nuts.
It's well
Overwatch,
earned.
watch out.
It's a good game. It's fun.
It needs a bit of balancing.
Needs
Yeah.
balance, for sure. That's going to come with time.
Yeah.
But as far as microtransactions, this isn't like you can
No.
pay. You can pay for stuff in this game, but you don't have to. You can earn things, and you're not like when I was playing. I didn't feel like I was at a disadvantage because I didn't pay anything. It was all free. So I made Punisher too. He's like the easiest character. He's so funny.
He is probably the most user-friendly character so far.
Him and Iron Man, they were a good time. I couldn't web swing to save my fucking life.
Nah, I suck with Spider-Man.
Dash, go ahead, man.
Well, I'll just continue on the Marvel Rivals conversation then, since I've been playing that. A lot of fun with Hela, a lot of fun with Mantis. Very user-friendly, I'd say, monetization, because we know it's like, Battle Pass is like $5 for the basic version of it. It doesn't expire. You can earn the currency that you can use to buy cosmetics, so you don't necessarily have to pay money to look cool. And even then, the character designs are really cool. Some characters are kind of like in the way they.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you got Bruce Banner over here, basically being the equivalent of Diva, but it's just. I guess there's only so much you can do with a hero shooter. I guess that some abilities and stuff might overlap in the way they do it, but I think they do a good job of making everything feel unique, and it's very exciting to see what more they're going to add to the game because it seems like they're just kind of ready to turn out more content. I think it definitely is going to need some more maps because I feel like I've kind of done all the maps at this point in the few games I did play. But 33 different characters, some severe balancing issues, but as long as I have Hela and Mantis, that's all I need.
If you're playing against fucking Wanda or Iron Fist or the stupid shark, good luck.
Jeff the Shark is my op. It's like, people talk about like how, it's so easy to dodge that ult. No, it's not. And
Wanda's
then he just...
ult,
if you have a decent, like if you have just a Wanda that has an IQ above 30, they're going to be able to stack bodies.
Yeah.
Yep. Pop right over a control point, pop that ult, everybody's dead.
Dead.
Just.
Yeah, you have to kill her immediately. You have to like save your ult and snipe her.
Yeah.
No more mutants. Snap. Kind of.
Oh, Thanos in the game.
They don't really have that many villain characters, do they?
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly heroes at this point. So I would, and with Marvel's IP basically right there for their picking, they have a wide variety of characters they could adapt into this game. So that saves them half the work right there. They don't have to come up with anything original.
No. A Thanos ult where he snaps with the Infinity Gauntlet and the whole team disappears, that would be incredible.
Might be a bit too OP, but we'll see how that goes. But anyways, moving on, a little bit more Call of Duty Zombies. I really appreciate Activision actually putting some decent support into zombies this time around, as opposed to the last couple years. But like, this is the best zombies we've had since Cold War. Makes sense because Black Ops staple is zombies. But at launch for Black Ops Cold War, we had one map, and then we had that one map until they had Season 2 come out. And then after that, it was mostly Outbreak, so they really focused in on that Outbreak mode, which wasn't as good. Now we're not even 2 months out, and we already have 3 round-based maps for Black Ops 6. And all of them are very well made. The main quests are very tedious. I've already done the first 2. on the new map, the Citadel del Morzera. It's something Italian or something, I bet. But I can get to the final boss, but I get my ass kicked. It's like Souls tier level boss room, kind of like you're just in a room full of lava just going up against this boss, and while you have to fight off waves of zombies as you're running around in circles trying to stay alive. So if you get down once, and I'm always doing this solo, maybe I should see if I can get one of my friends to jump in with me. But it's a grind, but it's fun. The ultimate weapons are like elemental swords that you can get. I really wish that when you swing the sword, if there's multiple zombies in front of you, you're killing multiple ones instead of just one at a time. So they need to buff that, I would feel like. But otherwise, that's really cool. They've had so many new weapons, perks, and ammo types also. So it's like they keep on adding in free content that you can earn during events. I'm really appreciating the level of support. This is kind of like why I think they need to let these Call of Duty games cook a little bit more and not just rush them out like what Modern Warfare 3 was.
Yeah. Well, and, as you mentioned, the zombies mode being the best since Cold War, I was curious because, for those who are unaware, Call of Duty is developed by multiple teams within Activision, but both of those games are made by Treyarch. So,
yep.
Just,
I mean, that's their bread and butter, right? Nobody makes a better zombies mode than Treyarch.
Have they even put any zombies games into the Infinity Ward ones?
They had it in Modern Warfare 3. They had MWZ, which was like, here's zombies.
It was like a
Warzone zombies.
Traditional, yeah. It's not a traditional zombies game, though.
Yeah. It was fun at first, but it grew really tiring after a while. And because, that was the only map you get, they did like maybe some new quests. They had like the Dark Ether Zone that was like tier 4 difficulty, which tier 3 was already a bitch to deal with. So now you're telling me I have to go somewhere even harder?
Yeah.
Nope. But I mean, it was fun for the time I played it. And then, like, once I was done with it, I never touched Modern Warfare 3 because I don't do the multiplayer, really. So, yeah. But Zombies is definitely my home, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. Another game, nothing new there. A lot more Balatro, are one of our potential Game of the Year contenders. Like the dark horse that no one would have expected to possibly win, but it could very well win in some outlets, I would see. But it's the perfect game to just play while I'm working and it's slow because, I can just have it run on my computer. I have my work laptop next to me. I can just play a couple rounds. I'm getting a really good hang of it. Like, I can get to, like, I did, like, a whole run with just 2 Joker cards, which you would think is very hard, but because there's so much synergy between these Joker cards that I got, like, the combination that allowed me to just go on a god run. So it really is fun to just see what you can exploit. There's like 150 different kind of Joker cards that you can unlock, so there's a lot of variety and crazy stuff that you can do with them. So it's all just about, what Joker cards do you get, and then you adapt your deck and play style based on that. And let's go on to new games. So the first new game in my list is Skyward Extraction. So me and a couple friends, we were just kind of looking for something to play together. We came across this. It looked, at its surface, you're looking at it, it's like a Lethal Company clone. So, but instead of going from planet to planet or moon to moon, looking at bunkers and stuff, it's kind of like this steampunk air island kind of thing. So you got your airship, you're going from Sky Island to Sky Island, and you're going into like these dungeons or caves and castles. There's even one where it's like a factory that looks like it's straight out of Silent Hill. But, the play style is very similar to Lethal Company. You have like your 4 weapon, item slots that you're going in there looking for loot. The key things that differentiate it from Lethal Company is that there is like a permanent progression system. So you earn skill points, which you can use to increase your stats or abilities with certain backpacks. So like you have a backpack that lets you double jump, a glider, a grappling hook backpack. So you can unlock more abilities with these backpacks if you want. Enemy design, it's kind of freaky because you'll see like their eyes just glowing in the darkness as they're coming after you. some of the enemies are a bit aggressive with their tracking on their attacks, so it makes it really hard to deal with. But like it even has like its standard mimic, which Lethal Company had. So like just to mess with one of my friends, like I approached him as if I was like the mimic and had him freaking out because they'll like dance as they're running towards you. So you can do. I just did the same emote as I'm running towards him. It's really good fun. I think it does enough to like evolve on the formula and make itself more than just a simple clone.
Okay.
But really, it's worth checking out. It's still early access, so they just added proximity chat into the game in this recent update. So that wasn't even in the game prior to this.
And it's only $9.99 on Steam.
Yep. There's another one that they were suggesting, Pilgrim, but that one looks like it needs a little bit more time to cook. This one, I think it's kind of a bit better state. I really liked it had like a faster than light FTL if you ever played it. So like the map system, and you have like fuel cells. So basically you have to earn enough money to buy enough fuel to get from island to island, and then also to upgrade your ship to get through the storm gate. So that the amount of money that you need to upgrade your ship keeps on going up. So that's kind of like your quota system at that point. But yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing how this game progresses because enemies need better balancing, I'd say, and I'd like a better skill tree at this point. Maybe this is just the early version of it, but we'll see. I would like to say I've sinned. I've sinned pretty bad, and I need forgiveness because I went down a dark path that I never thought I would go down in many years. One of my friends convinced me, "Hey, let's get back into League of Legends."
I saw you won it, and I was laughing.
Ooh.
I've been playing League of Legends,
Ooh.
and I've been having fun.
Fuck
And
yeah.
Mostly it's been ARAM, I'm gonna say, because
Rams are pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way. You would think that people don't take it too competitively, but they do. But other than that, like I've been trying to warm myself up with like the co-op versus AI matches where it's team of players versus a team of bots. But you can only do so much against bots because it's so easy to steamroll them. But then when I go into regular games, I'm getting steamrolled because I'm going against players who probably been playing nonstop for the past 10 years, and they're showing me no mercy. So I'm kind of caught in this rock and a hard place where I want to play something a little bit more competitive, but unfortunately, I'm getting pitted against these teams full of players that don't give me the chance to kind of ease myself into the game in the way that I can learn.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle. I kind of got upset my last game because I was just getting destroyed, and I'm just trying to play and relearn how to play it because it's significantly different than the last time I played. But I've been playing, obviously I've been focusing on my main Jinx. I always gotta play Jinx, but maybe I should try
Arcane, man.
Oh yeah, you guys watched Arcane also.
You're
not even done with it yet?
Yeah,
I'm not even done with the first season yet. So
oh man, you guys
so good.
It is incredible. The art style for the show is
fantastic.
101, honestly.
It's like, $250 million is what they spent on producing the show, apparently.
Which is wild.
It's like the most expensive animated show ever, but it's worth it. You get every dollar worth out of it, I think, and it really shows how much you can adapt, or make this high budget animation, and it's getting clear in all these award shows and all this stuff. So I see it beating Fallout as best adaptation at Game Awards at that point.
It's a good year for adaptations, honestly.
Yeah, we got Sonic 3 right around the corner.
I need to watch the first two.
Ooh,
they're fun movies. I bet
I probably would like them.
Mrs. J. Bird would even like them.
Probably so.
Yeah, and I think that's the benefit. You gotta make these shows in a way that it's not just pertaining to gamers. You gotta make it accessible.
It has to be
for
accessible.
Everybody. Anybody could watch Arcane and enjoy it without, knowing it's a video game.
I've never played League before.
Exactly.
So
you don't need to know the lore. Because this is the lore.
Yeah.
And to sin even further, because one of my friends convinced me to have to go down the dark path and share it on stream in Discord. I have this high budget adult only game called Subverse that
I can't believe you even said it. Oh my god.
it's a game. It's an actual game. It has adult scenes in it, but there are gameplay elements to it. And I funded the Kickstarter like a handful of years ago when they first announced this project, so I got so it's kind of like, you have like two different. I'm going to focus on the gameplay parts. I'm not going to talk about the
probably wise.
In between those scenes and story elements, there's actually some pretty high definition like cutscenes. Not those kind of cutscenes, but like this is a high quality product. But the gameplay itself, maybe the gameplay, they didn't put too much in the gameplay. It's more like you got like
people aren't there for the gameplay. It's like you're not there for the plot 90% of the time.
But you got like the twin stick shooter, like over the top for the ship combat. So you'll be in your like little ship, fighting off waves of enemies as you'll be doing that. And then they have a turn-based tactical part of the game where you're sending in one of your companions and they call them manticores.
Okay.
They're part of scenes too, unfortunately, but and that you do like a turn-based tactical grid-based combat, fighting off waves of enemies there too, whatever objective. So it's an interesting thing because most of these adult games are only visual novels essentially, so it's very interesting that this is probably like one of the most ambitious ones I've seen, in that obviously with the Kickstarter and the many years it took for them to launch the 1.0 version after all this, because when I played this years ago when I first did the Kickstarter, it was only the first chapter, and now this is my first time revisiting the game since then, and there's a lot more content to it since then, so maybe I'll finally do like a full playthrough at this point. But it was only just kind of as a joke. Someone's like, "Oh, you got Subverse? You should share that." I'm like, "Okay, I'll play through it and I'll share my screen."
For all of our horny posters out there,
yeah, we respect you. We see you.
Games are games.
Yeah. Well, that's a hell of a segue. So let's talk. Real quick before we start Game Awards stuff. So we've mentioned a few times we're partnered with Yellow Brick Games. Yellow Brick Games is developing their debut title, Eternal Strands. Eternal Strands is launching next month, which we were so fucking stoked to see. January 28th, launching day one on Game Pass as well.
Game Pass.
It's going to be available on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. So again, January 28th, you're going to want to check it out. We've had a chance to play. We loved what we played so far. So I was
expecting a February release date, so January was a little bit.
Yeah, I was expecting, I don't know. And I guess one more quick thing before we go ahead and we start this up. I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently developers are freaking out right now because Rockstar hasn't announced when GTA 6 is coming out, and it's making them be fearful of when they launch their game.
I think we will get that release date soon.
I think that they'll do it themselves. I don't think it's going to be a Game Awards reveal, but I
think it's going to be a Game Awards reveal.
You do?
I think they're going to do it.
I think it's coming Thursday.
We will find out.
I think we're going to get a lot of release dates on these.
I think we're going to get a lot of info. I'm so stoked. I think it's going to be a packed fucking show. And again, stay tuned with us because we're going to be live streaming it. So for this exercise here, we're going to do Game Awards. We're going to run through some of our top categories, and we're going to choose who we think is going to win. But what we'll also do at the end is talk about maybe a few things that we think may be showing up. Because again, we've already seen Borderlands 4, Mafia 4. There's going to be some big announcements. This is also the 10th year of the Game Awards, so kind of a special year. We'll start with the big category first because that's the first one they have listed when you look on the categories on the website, and that is Game of the Year. So our nominees this year, Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think FF7 Rebirth is going to win Game of the Year. I think that it's not my personal Game of the Year. I talked about this previously. I think Astrobot is my Game of the Year. I think it is. I just smiled the whole time that I played it. FF7 Rebirth is a huge, huge improvement on its predecessor. I think that FF7 is obviously fondly looked at as one of the greatest RPGs and one of the greatest games of all time. It's fantastic. I have no issue if it wins. Honestly, really the only one that I kind of have an issue with if it wins is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, and that's just because it's a DLC. It's not a game. But what do you guys think is going to win?
I think Black Myth.
You think Black Myth?
Yeah. I got a feeling.
Wow. Dash, what about you?
I don't see Black. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if it was just overall, I know the player vote is going to be Black Myth Wukong at this point because China's driving all those votes for that category.
That's why I think it's gonna win.
But I think this is like what all critics and stuff choosing to vote for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what keeps me thinking it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the very least.
Okay.
Could see Astrobot possibly get it, though, because
I will love it if that's the case, because Team Asobi knocked this out of the fucking park. So let's move on next to Best Narrative. So this is Outstanding Storytelling, Narrative Development for a Game. We've got FF7 Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. I can tell you what I know is not going to win, and that is Hellblade 2. I'm kind of surprised that this got nominated for this category. Hellblade 1 is a fantastic game. If you've never played it, it does an insanely good job of kind of showing a side of mental illness, especially in a setting, this is set in like old Viking times, that, how that would kind of be portrayed. And I think that's amazing. And I haven't played Hellblade 2, so I might be speaking out of turn here a little bit. But from people I know and who I respect who have played it, they just didn't feel like a big evolution on the first game. It was kind of just more of the same, which again, first is a great game, but you like to see things kind of evolve a little bit. I'll say this. I think Silent Hill 2 is going to win Best Narrative.
I agree with you.
Yeah, definitely has some of the best storytelling narrative. I mean, they took everything from the original and just kind of expanded on it, improved it, I feel like, and it's just...
Yeah.
It's a very emotional journey that, hooks you in from the start.
So, next we're going to look at Best Art Direction. We've got Astrobot, Black Myth, Elden Ring, Metaphor, and Neva, which Neva may kind of seem like the oddball out. It is an indie game. It's a much smaller game than the previous 4 nominees, but
art's very pretty,
and the art is awesome. I think it was absolutely deserving. I do think for this one, Black Myth is going to take this. If you haven't played Black Myth, it is a very cool, it's a very awesome game, but the design of its characters and the design of like everything about it, like from a level standpoint to just voice acting, honestly, it's really good. I think that obviously the Wukong story is basically kind of the oldest Chinese fable, Sun Wukong's journey to the West, and yeah, I think that's going to win. If it doesn't win, I think Metaphor has a really good chance to win this one. Metaphor.
I was thinking the Astrobot.
Really? Dash is on the Astrobot chain here today.
I mean, Astrobot visually is very creative with the way that they adapt like all the PlayStation products and stuff into characters and ships and stuff. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's product placement at its best, I would say.
No, I would totally agree. Even if we didn't get any Square bots, I was really kind of sad about that. So this is Eric's bread and butter here. We're talking video games, music, best score and music. We've got Astrobot, FF7 Rebirth, Metaphor, Silent Hill, and Stellar Blade coming in with its first nomination we're talking about. This is a toss-up, man, because FF7
Final Fantasy. I went
yeah.
I went and listened to a couple of these soundtracks, and Final Fantasy
is
very,
fucking incredible.
Very, very good.
Yeah, but man, Silent Hill, it's so good. Like, it just from an ambiance standpoint, it is so good. So if this was sound design, I think that Silent Hill takes this pretty easily.
That's the next category. So yeah.
Oh, then then we'll give Silent Hill that one. We'll give FF7 score because yeah.
Speaking of which, I forgot to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth concert I went to.
How was it?
Pretty good. So they went through like all of the wilderness areas.
Cool.
And just played through those. They did like the main themes. They did the Loveless songs. They did like 3 different Sephiroth songs because he's very heavily featured in this. The one that I didn't expect them to actually do, and they did the song for, they did the Spot or Spat the
dog.
Bow wow wow wow. I was amazed that they did that. They had the full-on choir doing that whole thing too. So that was amazing.
That's amazing. So we're talking best performance. This is a very divisive category, just depending on, what year we're talking about. Obviously, Neil Newbon won last year and absolutely deserved it. I mean, you could have given it to any member of that BG3 cast, and I don't think you would have heard any argument from any of us. Like, it was. Eric talked about it earlier in the episode. There's a reason that we're going to look back on Baldur's Gate 3 in like 10 years and just be like, this game is a masterpiece. I mean, the same way that we look at it right now, but it's going to have this lasting effect. It's a Witcher 3. It's a, one of those games that we're going to look at as the game of the generation. So for best performance this year, we have Brianna White, who plays Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Fantastic performance. Hannah Tell, who is Max Caulfield in Life is Strange Double Exposure. She is also fantastic. Umberly Gonzalez from Star Wars Outlaws. Haven't had a chance to play it. Hopefully pick it up on sale here in the next few weeks, though. Luke Roberts from Silent Hill 2. And Melina Jurgens from Senua's Saga Hellblade. This is going to be a tough one. Based on some of the other award shows we've seen, Brianna White might be taking this for Final Fantasy VII, but I'll say this: if Luke Roberts wins for Silent Hill 2, I'm not going to be upset at this at all. All of these actors and actresses did a just incredible job this year. We are really in a
he was great in Black Sails. If you've never seen Black Sails,
I had no idea he's in it.
Yeah, he's Woods Rogers. Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he was also Arthur Dane in that one episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah, he's a very good actor.
And he's incredible in Silent Hill as James. He truly did a amazing job. I'm going to skip forward a few categories just to, again, we don't necessarily need to highlight every single category, but maybe stuff that's a little more prevalent for us. Best ongoing game. So we're talking Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. Obviously, Helldivers 2 was, kind of a game that I was a little surprised didn't get nominated as much as it did. Because if the Game Awards took place in June, I think that this might win Game of the Year, to be honest. But it's a stacked year. It's been a really, really great year for gaming. So that says more about the year.
Fortnite's been doing so many new things, and they were talking about some new game mode coming to it.
Yeah, they're going to do like a
tactical, like pod based, like first player shooter,
Counter-Strike essentially.
Yeah.
And there's
Search and Destroy.
Isn't there like a Guitar Hero game in
there
there.
is. Mhm.
I mean,
They got the Lego mode.
there's
They got
just
all
so
these
many
custom.
unique things they've put into this game that I don't think any of these other categories can compare.
It's like Fortnite's an engine now. It's not just a game.
Yeah, it is really, it's so funny because it started a trend of live service, and I guess it didn't necessarily start because you had um, all of these other games that kind of came before it, but it capitalized on this live service trend, especially from a free to play model, and just fucking put it in the stratosphere. We've talked about it on the show, like obviously insane marketing deals. Like they get every single person you can think of in this game. You can get Godzilla wearing Jordans, fucking just blasting people in this game now. It's wild, just from a licensing perspective, and that's not taking into account. Obviously, they've made one of the most impressive gameplay loops. I mean, just in gaming, that like you keep people coming back. You can get people of all ages playing. You've got build and no build modes, just like Dash was talking about. You've got Lego. You've got collabs with fucking the
They did like a Gundam
game.
one,
Yeah,
where it's like you get like a custom map and mode. It's like it had Gundams involved with it. It was crazy.
It's just wild what they've been able to accomplish, and it's been like 10 years now. So and they're still just rocking it. So I'd agree with Eric. I think that's a great pick. Best indie game. I don't think this is going to be any contest whatsoever. I think Balatro is sweeping the nation. It's going to absolutely kill this. If we go ahead and we look forward, one that I think we haven't talked about it too much on this show, but I've been playing it. I know Dash is playing it. A lot of the Baby Bird gang has been playing it. Best mobile game, Pokemon the Trading Card Game Pocket. Man, what a fun ass game it is. It is, just from like a collecting standpoint, it is fun. And then they've really made a way to simplify battles.
They're supposed to be adding a big update with battles too, huh?
And they are. And they're going to be adding trading in Q1 of 2025. And they made fucking $200 million in their first month. And because there is microtransactions if you want to get more cards and get more packs and things like that. And kids and I mean fucking adults too are just paying for them. I don't necessarily know that it can beat Balatro as a mobile game, but if anything can, I think that's the one that can do it.
I got my spreadsheet with all the Pokemon I'm missing and which booster packs to get them from. I'm like missing only 23 Pokemon at this point to complete that booster packs deck or list, because all the full arts and rares can come from a pack, so it's just the ones from specific ones I'm tracking at this point.
Okay.
Which I did get that crown rarity Mewtwo, which I'm very proud of.
Let's fucking go. So for best action game, we have played all of these games. Maybe not all three of us have played all of them, but this collective group has played every game in this category. Black Myth Wukong, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer Space Marine 2. I think Stellar Blade for me. I know it's a game you guys haven't played.
And I've not seen much gameplay combat, at least, of it.
It's awesome. It's really good. Like, I have issues, obviously, with the game that I've talked about. I thought the story was engaging enough, and they're making a sequel to it. I mean, they've literally already talked about it. There's some Nier Automata DLC that is available in the game right now, and I think it's free if you own the game. Yeah, Helldivers, though, man, the amount of fun that I had playing this game early on in the year this year, that is so tough. But you guys played Space Marine 2, and it's just a fucking wild ride the whole time, and it's
between Space
action.
Marine and Helldivers, and I'm happy with either one of those making one.
Yeah, my personal one would be Helldivers 2. Space Marine 2, I guess if it just had a few more missions, it would be higher on my list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's getting support as it goes on too, so it's supposed to begin an update here this week, I believe.
Okay. One that I think is going to cause a bit of controversy is best RPG this year. And that is Dragon's Dogma 2. I think we can pretty confidently say that's not going to win.
Fuck that game.
Shadow of the Erd Tree, Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor. I actually think that Metaphor or Shadow of the Erd Tree is going to win this.
I was going to say Elden Ring.
I think that there will be a lot of talk around Elden Ring, and I think that the voters are going to be afraid of voting for Shadow of the Erd Tree for Game of the Year because of what it kind of says about the voting process. But I think that it's going to come away with some hardware on Thursday. And this RPG, I think, is just one of those categories that...
See, I could see it being like a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth sweep almost for a lot of these rewards.
It's a fantastic game. I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10, but if it's not, it's as close as can be for me. I cannot wait to see how big of a file it will be to get all 3 Final Fantasy VII Remake games in one purchase. It's going to be like 500 gigs. It would take a whole like brand new console to fill it up. Dash, this category is almost specifically for you because you're our resident fighting game person here. So this year we've got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising, MVC, the Fighting Collection, including all arcade classics. Almost feels like it's cheating a little bit. Multiverses and Tekken 8. I know you're a Tekken truther, but is it the best fighting game this year?
For me, because when I look at fighting games, I look at pure fighting. Like, I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero as a game, but there's some potential balancing that you could say is out there. There's characters that are definitely more designed to be more powerful than others because it's Dragon Ball, so you have that power scaling in that universe. So, like, Tekken 8, from a competitive point of view, is definitely, like, the best fighter in this list.
Okay.
But, like, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, this is, like, a collection of all, like, some of the most iconic fighting games from all these different arcade cabinets, because, you know, this goes back to the day where arcades were more primarily used for these kind of games. So I guess it just all depends on your preference. Tekken's my baby, so Tekken's going to be the one that I vote for regardless. But
okay. I don't hate the decision. I just, you know, you're our guy, so I want to...
And we also are going to hear what the new character is going to be announced at the Game Awards.
Hell yeah.
For Tekken. So we'll see who else is going to be making the list. Some people are saying that it's going to be a guest fighter, kind of like what we've seen in Tekken 7. So are we going to get like a Negan Noctis type character? Some people are saying Tifa.
That'd actually be a really good fit, and that would be pretty awesome. We're talking best adaptation, and video game adaptations I feel like are just getting better and better. We are well past the U-Bowl days.
He's gonna fight you again.
I literally don't care. You're fucking chode. So, not you, Dash, but U-Ball. So, best adaptation this year. Some great nominees. Last year, The Last of Us took home this award. I mean, I didn't necessarily think anything else was going to win. Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, the Like a Dragon show, which I kind of totally forgot even came out.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that yet.
And then Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft, with Haley Atwell donning the role of Lara Croft this time. So I think Arcane takes this easily.
Arcane's going to win it, and it's Fallout with a close second.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Ella Purnell, who is the main character in Fallout, is actually going to be at the Game Awards. You know,
she voices Jinx.
Yeah, and they're actually just starting to film Fallout Season 2. So exciting news there. Real quick, did you guys see that Walton Goggins has a new business venture, and it's called Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses?
I saw those. It just reminded me of Uncle Baby Billy.
I know.
Goggins, goggles, glasses, y'all.
I've been getting a lot of Walton Goggins because I watched The Shield for the first time too.
Oh hell yeah!
Great show.
He is a very versatile actor. I just watched Lincoln for the first time this weekend.
I think Sons of Anarchy should be my next one.
That's an
interesting character.
You ever watched it? Yeah.
Never seen Sons of Anarchy either.
The show's okay. It's a very big drop off after like season 3.
I know Walton Goggins plays someone in there too, and I've seen it, but
he does.
Yes, he does.
We'll go ahead and do this as our last category, just because this is really one I think that we kind of take to heart a little bit, and that's most anticipated game. I already know what Eric's choice is for this one. It's on the list too, so we're good.
It's GTA 6 is going to win that.
You think GTA 6?
Absolutely.
Really?
it's gotta be.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I don't think that's one that I don't even think is going to be close.
I think so. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think you're right, actually.
And I'm a Ghost of Tsushima dick rider if there ever was one. But like,
I know it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 6, but my heart is Death Stranding 2.
I'm kind of, I think that if there was a fight for second place, I think Metroid Prime 4 could absolutely be one of those games that fights for it. I do think that
we've been waiting years for that one after the first announcement, and nothing.
And then we got Metroid Prime Remastered, Metroid Prime Dread in the meantime, and I mean it's been a long time since its reveal. Like I feel like we're treading.
Prime example of not to announce your game too early is Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, just do like. I still cannot believe that they announced that game when they did. They
announced that game 6 years ago, and they've still got Fallout 5 to put out first.
Is Fallout 5 going to come before?
Yes.
Really? Huh.
I'm almost certain it is. Because they're going to try to ride the
wave from the show.
I think that's what Todd Howard said, is they're going to put 5. They're working on 5. That's like the team on Starfield is mostly moved to Fallout 5.
Wow. Which I feel like they should just do a New Vegas sequel. But
they could do that for Fallout 5, honestly. Just make it into like not just New Vegas, I should say, but make a map big enough where you incorporate like the California stuff and New Vegas, and let's get a return to the
Mojave,
Mojave Desert essentially.
That would actually be pretty sick. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I really think we're going to get some crazy surprises on Thursday. Again, stay tuned because we're going to be streaming and we'd love to have everybody join and come, chat with us about some games and have a good time. I think it's going to be a really good one. That's all I've got for me. What about you guys?
That's it for me.
Do we want to do any kind of predictions for surprise announcements for the Game Awards?
Yeah, let's do one surprise each. Just, I've already talked Resident Evil, so I'm not going to do that one. I'll say this. I think Sony Santa Monica is going to show their new game. Even if it's 10 seconds and just a teaser and we find out what the name of it is. I think we get an idea. It's supposedly a sci-fi game. Corey Barlog is leading that team. I think we get the official reveal this week. Dash, what about you?
I feel like it's too easy for me to say like a Death Stranding 2 or GTA 6 release date. So surprise announcement, I think they have been teasing it. Maybe it's me coping, inhaling that copium, but that PlayStation 30th anniversary, it ended with a shot of Bloodborne. It's all about persistence, right? I'm persistent. I believe we're going to get Bloodborne 2 or maybe like a Bloodborne remaster.
Okay. That would be a game ending or a show ending like trailer, I think, for sure.
Like you just see it, like they're gonna like cut the lights and it's just gonna be like you're gonna hear that eerie Bloodborne theme.
Yeah,
start
you see
playing
the moon coming up above Yharnam. That would be a very, very cool thing. I totally agree with that. Eric, any predictions from you?
Mass Effect 5.
Wow.
You see, I think we're going to see a trailer for it.
Okay. I can see that actually.
Was it last year we saw the clip of it?
Got the little clip. Yeah. Like,
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't really do much for N7 Day for that.
I think they just didn't want to take away from Veilguard this year. Like, it's, their big title, and after all of the development woes, like, really just wanted to try and make Veilguard like as centralized as possible. But I mean, that whole team is working on Mass Effect 5 now. So
December 4th is DA Day.
So, all right. Well, that's going to be it for us then. Until Thursday, we will catch you guys later in the week. And until then, stay safe, and we hope everybody is having a happy holiday season. And catch you guys next time.
See you Thursday if you tune in.
Have a good one. See y'all there.
Yep. See you.